Did you know that Google personalizes many searches by city and Also Asked is the only tool to access live People Also Asked data at city level? Try for free at alsoasked.com.
I was going to say that SEO with Fat Joe is as peaceful as this, but then the birds are all having fights.
Tired of SEO guesswork? Quadra's AI agent goes deeper to uncover high-impact optimizations and completes hours of SEO in minutes. Get started now.
Hi everyone. Such a big crowd, thank you. This is my third time at brightonSEO and the biggest audience so far. I'm Tamara. I am head of SEO at Bazoom Group, and we're doing link building. So naturally, I'm going to talk about today about a very near and dear topic to my heart, but also something that can really annoy me on a daily basis and kind of give me a lot of headaches. But jokes aside, what's really important today for me to present to you is the user-first approach to backlinks, which I think it's very important in 2025 and beyond. And I actually had a very interesting conversation with my friend Jack from Candor recently about backlinks. Are backlinks still a thing in 2025? Are they dead or not? What's going on? And they are very alive, but they've been misunderstood and misreported in a way. So I just want to give you a new perspective on backlinks and back it all up in a nice framework that you can use. Which is the impact score that I'm going to show you today. It's the idea I had about redefining the value of backlinks. And to wrap it all up, I will give you some ideas on a type of content that you can use for guest posts and how this hybrid content can maybe gain you some natural links as well. So, just to have some more dynamics, I would just like to see some hands if any of you are still using DR and DA metrics to evaluate your backlinks in reports. Don't be shy. Do you use? Okay. No judgment here, but a little bit of judgment to you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is vanity metrics, and they kind of give you some overview of what's been going on with the backlink, how good you are connected with other websites, but still, it's just a shiny number that's here to honestly impress your clients, because clients love big numbers, and we all want to show them. But in practice, we should not use vanity metrics anymore as a primary resource of reporting the backlink value. And this example over here shows exactly firsthand why it is a risky practice. So as we can see here, DR boosting happened. We can all recognize this. And unfortunately, it's been a very, very successful website in the competitive iGaming industry. So you can also assume that a lot of the money was lost after all of this traffic dropped. And after analyzing what happened, we actually realized that the client used a certain strategy because they just wanted a higher DR. They didn't care about traffic that much. They were already in a safe zone, so they fall into this trap and unfortunately ruined their well-established website. And if we are looking from the Google algorithm perspective, they have been transparent to us for a very long time about backlinks. And it's not just about buying backlinks or manipulating the game, but also over-spamming your website with irrelevant backlinks. And also, there is a big chance that you can wake up one day with this kind of message in your Google Search Console, and it's not going to be a good day for you or a good month. So this is what you get for trying to manipulate the game. And of course, there have been big algorithm flags about this. First one was SpamBrain, that's become very good at analyzing if the links are too good to be true, too good for the page. Then we have the helpful content updates that are analyzing the content on the page, if it's been written by AI or if it's too generic for any value to be passed. And then in the end, you receive a manual penalty for this kind of risky behavior. Also, you end up in this situation. This is me every day, unfortunately, because some of my colleagues love DR boosting and other techniques. So the main problems here are, overuse of help a reporter out and the boosting of DR, that's very easy to see, but also the overuse of AI. And I'm not just saying that AI is evil. I'm not in that mode. I like to use AI myself, and I had a lot of talks about AI. And a lot of my colleagues are also using it, not just for SEO, but specifically for links. So it's here, and we have to adapt to it. But it's also easy to fall into the AI trap, especially with backlinks, and there is no point of turning back. You're not able to track the organic metrics anymore because you overused the AI generic spam, and there's no point of doing it anymore. But today I'm going to show you a little bit of ideas how to help yourself and how to be able to give first aid if you ever get into a manual penalty for links, or if you in overall want to have a very healthy backlink strategy for years in advance. And in your safety link building kit, there are 3 major points to always consider. It's not mandatory, but it's something just to have in your mind, and it's very easy. Users are important, as always. We have it in all Google guidelines. Also the impact score idea that you're soon gonna see, and the hybrid content that has been around for a long time, but a lot of people never actually considered it for guest posts. So let's start with users first, because it's most important. And if we track all of the Google's alerts in the last years, everything is about prioritizing the user. Not only the content or the on-page, but also the links. And unfortunately, there are some things that are not working anymore, so this is a moment of silence for mass AI guest posts, link insertions, and the overuse of help a reporter out that I already mentioned. And I think it's very important to go back to the previous example that I showed, because it's very easy to fall into this trap, and it's very easy to track it as well. So I could see what happened in just 2 clicks in Ahrefs. And if you see all of these spammy black hat anchors, you can realize that it's not been about the user, it's been about boosting of the DR, so there is no value at all in the strategy of this link building. And honestly, it's lazy and it's not necessary, and it's creating more problems than solutions. So again, my big advice is not to go for this tactic. But negative things aside, we know that backlinks still work, and we know that a lot of the professionals are still spending a lot of money on their backlink strategies, but also all of the ranking signals are still up, and Google guidelines still use backlinks for evaluating pages. But we know that Google doesn't care about domain rating or domain authority. It's all about engagement and what users have from your backlinks. And if we see their mighty scoring guidelines, everything is about the engagement and how the users can have value from the backlinks. And what makes a user-first backlink? It's some of the main points are that the backlink is relevant in the context, of course. It makes sense to have this backlink in the content. It has to be useful to the reader, so it's not only about placing it technically in the code, but also if somebody clicks on it, they will receive the value on the next page. The editorial placement, of course, the bigger the content, the higher the position in the content, and the natural integration within the whole website and within the topic. Some of the examples of how it can look like. It doesn't need to be always within the article. It can also be mentioned anywhere on the page. And the main 3 points that points of value that this kind of backlink brings are high engagement with the users, real traffic, real rankings that make sense, and the editorial placement. So if we take a look at the practice, this is how it should look like. Of course, this is a paid link, and I'm not going to try to game you here. A lot of people are still buying backlinks, but the most important thing is that they deliver the value and they attract more other natural links. So placing this kind of link in a natural way, and the search intent has to be useful to the users. And also, if you have a look at the external metrics of the website, they also have to look healthy and not manipulated. So you're kind of doing, you're future-proofing the backlink. And also having a look at the last year or two of the health of the website where you're putting the backlink is also good. So you kind of have an idea if it's already been penalized or not. And why am I saying this? Because on the other side, we have all of those bad links that can give you no impact score, no user value at all. So they usually have high DR, they are part of the PBN networks, they have very low or zero traffic, and the placements are irrelevant, the context is non-existent. So here is the negative example. Once a very good website that I like to use 5-6 years ago, very techy, very popular. The name says it all, but if you see the topics, it makes no sense. And if you go to Ahrefs and you see the external metrics compared to the good one, you can see that the DR is very high, it's very shiny, it's like straight up into your face, but the traffic is just not working. So if we go even further to see what these guys are linking on their page, we can see that it has nothing to do with startup or tech. So very, very two opposite sides and very easy to spot. So people being lazy, that's not an excuse anymore. And to wrap it all up, bad links deliver no engagement and no value for the users. Good links are not that fancy or shiny, but if they have good engagement, if they had good context, they can fit very well into your impact score framing. So what is the impact score? I cannot say yet, but the impact score is something that it's not a single number. It's not something that you can just calculate just by a formula. And prepare to get your minds blown. It's a multidimensional framework. So it means that you can scale it to your own needs and you can personalize to your own projects. And you can also use the framework to take away all of your internal or external metrics and then combine them and put them in a report using the framework. The main points of the evaluating the impact score are segmented into two groups, which are the metrics and something that you can do by your own hands or eyes, which is the calculating the referral traffic, the behavior on the website, the value that you got after getting the backlink, and then the context and the search intent of the link. So how to calculate it? Can we get to it once? So the main points, as I said, are the traffic potential, where the link is placed, the type of engagement you got on the page, and the opportunities you got after the page was published. And to evaluate those points, you can ask yourselves these questions for each segment. Of course, for the traffic, we want to know what kind of traffic we got. Was it active? Did it drop? What was the traffic flow? And was it relevant? And then for the placement, was the link really naturally placed, or was it a bit forced? Is the topic aligned with your search intent? For the engagement, did users actually engage with the content, and was it a quality engagement, or was it a lot of bouncing? And the conversion, did it get you any clicks, and what kind of CTA led to those clicks? If we take an example of the impact score, you can just go through these questions and score from 1 to 5, depending on your evaluation. And this is just an example of the scoring and how much points can you get for a single link. So the tools that you can use for this evaluation. You can also use any external backlink tool. You don't need to use Google Search Console or Google Analytics only. Of course, they are the best ones to track the user behavior, but if you don't have the opportunity to see those internal metrics, you can also use Ahrefs, SimilarWeb, and Systrix as well. They can also give you a good insight of these metrics. Each of them have their own group of value, and here you can see which kind of metrics you can get from them. So I mentioned Google Analytics, and the best way to see the behavior on the page is to go to acquisition and to see how much traffic and the traffic flow and the conversions you got from the referral traffic. And to tie this all up with the hybrid content, it's kind of a buzzword, I know, but it can lead you into two directions, and it can give you a lot of opportunities for the guest posts. So the first direction you can go is to combine the AI tools and AI tactics with human creativity. For example, this is the quick example that I used for my cat, Misty. This is kind of an organic example, but I did use a little bit of AI to process the picture, but you cannot see it. And here I used ChatGPT to generate a cat, just like you would generate a piece of content and just be done with it, because who needs real writers anymore, right? So there is a difference between these two, and it's normal. But for the hybrid content, we want to combine both and not to be able to see a lot of difference between them. Also, another direction is to combine multiple formats for the hybrid content. So it's kind of a real hybrid meaning to it. And what it means is that these are the tactics that you can use for the hybrid content. First one is that I mentioned, AI plus human creation. So you have a lot of data, you want to skim through the data, you want to use just the main points and don't want to waste your time. You use the AI, but keep your insights and creativity into it. But again, there are other types like linkable visuals. I think those are the most important ones and the ones that get the most reposts and backlinks. And people like to have something visual in long content, something that summarizes what they have read in the content. So it can be anything from the calculators or infographics as well, or visualized data. And then in the end, you can repurpose your old content. So whether it's a blog post that can be turned into an infographic, or a webinar that can be turned into maybe some shorter videos that you can embed in the guest post, any kind of combination can go. And all of these combinations are just magnets for natural links. So I mentioned before that buying links is kind of forbidden by the Google guidelines, but also very common practice. And combining it with user-first backlinks and hybrid scores can get you a lot of other natural links for this content. And these are just some of the examples of the infographics, for example, for visuals. Mortgage calculator that generated a lot of clicks. It gave a solution for a problem that many people have. So naturally, it got a lot of social reposts, a lot of natural link signals. And then in the end, PDF downloads, for example, that also can be a good source of natural backlinks. And in the end, where does it fit in the link game? This is kind of a life cycle of the hybrid content that could get you the links. So somebody is writing a blog post and they need credible data. They find your own guest post with your own, let's say, infographic or a calculator. They use it for their own repost, but also give you a free link. And it's actually useful to the users, useful for the website, and useful for you. So to end this presentation, links are so not dead. They are still here, but we have been mistreating them and misreporting them. So we need to redefine what we put in our reports, and we need to use the impact scores that now we know how to evaluate. We also need to be more selective with our data and put aside the vanity metrics and focus on what's important. And a lot of the very good SEOs that I know, they are using their own gut and their own logic. So don't just focus on the numbers, but use your own brains and logic. And hit me up at our stand if you want to talk more about links or hybrid content. And thank you.